that's where we're seeing a decrease in enrollment. So, and really anything's on the table.
Tonight at 10, Salt Lake City School District looks into changing its boundaries and possibly closing some schools, what the main reasons are behind these changes. Plus, Wheeler Farm becomes a new flood control base for Salt Lake County. See why the Public Works Department says there is still a lot of work that needs to be done to tackle flood mitigation. And
all the hotels were downtown, probably within about a 4-block area.
Downtown Salt Lake City changes every day, but don't be surprised. See what Salt Lake City papers from 122 years ago said about development in downtown.
Live from Utah's first TV station, ABC4 News celebrates 75 years.
Welcome to ABC4 News at 10. I'm Glenn Mills.
And I'm Emily Flores. We thank you for joining us tonight. More shakeups for the Salt Lake City School District.
Community meetings now underway on possible school closures and boundary changes. ABC4's Selena Castro live in the newsroom tonight with a look at how this could affect the district and those in it. Elena.
The Salt Lake City School District held a population and boundaries meeting today to discuss potential changes the district's elementary schools could be facing in the next year.
Today's first meeting was just to review numbers and metrics with the public. We spoke with Yandere Chatwin, the spokesperson for the Salt Lake City School District, about why the district thinks these changes may be necessary.
We are taking a look at all the elementary school boundaries in the district to see if we need to reconfigure, if we may need to close some schools. Today is one of the opportunities that the public has to come hear about the process, kind of learn about the timeline, and give us input.
According to statistics, the district reports a decrease of 17% in enrollment from the last 10 years. This shift in boundaries could affect any one of the district's 27 elementary schools.
It's unfortunate, but we need to now take a look at our schools and see where we might need to make some changes just to make sure that we're running programs as efficiently as we can, that kids have educational opportunities, and that we're being good stakeholders of tax dollars as well.
A common misconception in smaller size schools is smaller classrooms, but the truth is smaller class sizes results in less teachers, which can lead to ineffectively run programs and time management. The district has a lot of logistics to go over, but one parent is thinking about how this will affect the community emotionally.
There's always the emotional tie. You know, my mom went here, my mom's mom went here, like now my kid can't go there. It might be hard for people.
The schools in question won't be known until late this year at the earliest, and those changes won't go into effect until the 2024-2025 school year. Glenn, Emily, back to you.
All right, thank you, Elaine. Well, as the population and border study process begins in Salt Lake City District, here's a general overview of those numbers. Now, the district has 27 elementary schools, according to the National Center for Education Statistics, and there are a total of 11,179 students attending these elementary schools this year.
Utah lawmakers have subpoenaed the Alpine School District Board President and the Superintendent. Last Thursday, during a committee meeting, Superintendent Shane Farnsworth and School Board President Sarah Hacken didn't show up. Senator Kurt Bramble, who chairs the General Oversight Committee, insisting they be in the room to answer questions. Now, earlier this month, parents filing a lawsuit against the district over the potential closure of 5 elementary schools. Senator Bramble saying input they receive from the board will allow lawmakers to better analyze the law behind school closures. The committee set to meet once again in June. And Salt Lake County Mayor Jenny Wilson opened a new flood control base today. Now, the county moving their base right next to the cow pastures at Wheeler Farm. Wheeler Farm's located near the freeway and close to some of the county's biggest creeks, they say. And officials are saying it would be easier to hold meetings and store necessary equipment here at this base. Wilson saying higher levels of runoff and potential flooding is expected in the next few days.
We've always known Big and Little Cottonwood Canyon are obviously our biggest concerns. You can see the elevation, the large amount of snow that's still within the mountains, and for that reason, we know that June will likely be pretty active.
This facility also serves as a detention basin, Little Cottonwood Creek, running right through the farm. There's a huge retention pond to handle the excess runoff.
Turning now to a first look at the weather forecast. In addition to the runoff, we have some storms moving through the state as well.
Yes, we do. An active way to start the week, Alana.
Definitely so. And storms holding on tonight. We're going to start with that storm tracker radar so you know exactly where we've seen storm development. Plenty of lightning over in eastern Nevada. That's going to track through the Beehive State. We've got echoes of moisture towards Utah County and in the southwestern corner of the state. Let's get a little closer because the Ogden Valley dealing with some storms at this hour. And as you can tell, over the Ogden Valley, we've got some moisture as well as towards Provo, over I-70 and in the southwestern corner of Utah. Now, these storms are producing some gusty winds, thunder and lightning, and on top of that, we're going to see some brief heavy rain, not just tonight, but into tomorrow because those storms are going to become more widespread, prompting some flash flood warnings, and that's something we're going to keep an eye on. We saw one pop up today in the flash flood potential. Well, it's not going anywhere as we head into tomorrow. No, it actually sticks around for a portion of the state. Taking a look at the storms for tomorrow, we're going to back off when it comes to the southwest desert. Look at how the general thunderstorm threat impacts a huge portion of Utah, but not all of it. So we've got changes on the way. Now, as we take that closer look at those storms, we zoom in and you're able to see that, yes, in and around Ogden, we're putting down some lightning on the backside of the Wasatch Heber, extending all the way over to Provo and Payson. So active skies tonight. More on the way. We're going to track it and how it's going to impact your work week coming up in my full forecast in just a few moments. Glenn, Emily, over to you.
All right, Alana, thank you. Well, Governor Cox says the new plan that Utah and 6 other Colorado River Basin states are putting forward to conserve the river's water would be a win for everybody. The 7 states have come to an agreement to reduce their water usage by 2024. Now, this comes after months of deadlock between the states and the federal government. Cox saying that he's really happy to see all of the upper division states, including Utah, Colorado, and New Mexico and Wyoming, really coming together to conserve the river. But experts say there is still a lot to be done.
Be able to have those farmers cut their water back, you're likely going to have to pay them to do it. And that's really what this new agreement came out. It's not a long-term solution. It's a short-term measure till we get to 2026, and we have a new document that's called the Interim Guidelines, which reevaluates how we're going to operate the river as a whole.
Officials believe a plan to cut water consumption between 2024 and 2026 can be decided by the end of this year.
Continuing coverage on the Eric Richins murder case tonight, we are now learning his wife, Corey Richins, took out life insurance policies on him before his death. Officials say he knew nothing about it. Between 2015 and 2017, Richins purchased 4 life insurance policies totaling nearly $2 million. Insurance experts say there are some cases where a spouse can take out life insurance policies without the affected party knowing about it.
1, a person may obtain insurance on a dependent who does not have legal capacity. 2, a creditor may, at the creditor's expense, obtain insurance on the debtor in an amount reasonably related to the amount of the debt. And the 3rd is a person may obtain life and accident and health insurance on an immediate family member who is living with or dependent on the person.
Okay, so at this point, it's not known exactly how Richins obtained the life insurance policies. Make sure to stick with us here at ABC4 for the very latest on this case. We will keep you updated here on air and online, abc4.com. The West Valley City Police Department searching for a suspected kidnapper tonight. The alleged incident taking place around 7600 West and 5400 South when a woman pulled over to help a stranded man. The man then allegedly trying to force the woman into the back seat of his car and trying to assault her. He was holding a handgun, we're told. The woman's dash cam was actually able to capture images of the man and his vehicle, which appeared to have blue tape on the bumper and no license plate. Police say the suspect has a beard and was wearing a beanie cap and bright yellow shirt. Anyone with any information on the suspect is asked to contact the West Valley City Police Department.
And with the travel season upon us, expenses from Airbnb rentals can quickly add up or even bust your travel budget. And it turns out Salt Lake City ranks 6th in the nation for cities with the most Airbnb listings. According to a report by the chamberofcommerce.org, Salt Lake City has 986 Airbnb listings per 100,000 residents. Well, an average night stay at an Airbnb would cost you around $168. These rates are also pocket-friendly, we're told, compared to most cities in the country.
It is Memorial Day weekend, and if you have a camping trip on your schedule, DWR has a message for you. They say if you run into baby deer, just ignore it, no matter how cute it is. They say make sure to follow that advice. They say if you see one in the wild, you probably won't see its mother, but that does not mean it's been abandoned. They say mother deer often leave their newborn fawns alone for long periods of time to hide them from predators. So if you see one, DWR saying do not approach it or pet it, give it plenty of space, and they say never remove a fawn from the wild or take it home. They say it's okay, though, to snatch a picture, but just keep your distance. Coming up, downtown Salt Lake City, changing every day, but that's really nothing new. It's a lot like 1910. A look back and a nostalgia worth watching.
Plus, Chris Williams was up at Dry Lake. Doesn't look so dry, does look a little hazy. We're tracking thunderstorms, flood alerts, and your air quality coming up in Utah's most accurate forecast.